So I've been doing this thing where, like, excuse me, I I can't believe I'm gonna voice memo this right now, but I am. Anyways, where I get I guess high on life. I get high on life at the park. I mean, I'm in my car, but I drive up to 3 palm trees, and they like to hang out with me. I like to hang out with them. They're like 3 sisters. I don't know why they're coming through right now wanting an introduction, even though you can't see them, because maybe I could just post a picture. Okay, that makes sense. One of them is younger, the middle, and then the oldest. And there's something about the oldest one. The first thing that I ever heard when I parked next to these palmettos was, "I'm the oldest," and I was like, okay. And I thought it was like about someone, right? Like a message coming through, or I thought it was like about me because I am the oldest as well. Like in my siblings kind of thing. But then I look to my left, and it's actually the palm trees. So there's something very interesting energy wise going on. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of noises. That car interrupting and like being behind me talking about the palmettos was really interesting. It's so loud. Okay, for what? Jeez. So yeah, I've been coming to the park and getting high on life, and then all of a sudden yesterday I used my deck. And I usually don't, I've never done a reading in the car. I don't think I ever have. Maybe not for other people, for myself for sure. But there's something about this, there's a pattern. So there is something about someone going with the flow and realizing that they've fallen actually into a pattern. But this is not a bad thing, okay? It's not a bad thing at all, because it is going with the flow, right? So it's not a bad thing. Again, this is definitely a reading because it's not about me, but it's being presented to me through my experiences so that I can understand it. But because I've only been doing this right now that I'm talking about for 2 days. Not that getting high on life. I do that often over here, and I like to journal, or I just like to like listen to the trees, for example. But now this is my 2nd day of doing this. Journaling, yeah, sure, doing my own thing, but also the cards want to be out, and there's a reading to be had. Yesterday the reading was definitely for me. Like 100% for me. Obviously, I am part of the collective, so I could share it, but I would have to record it because I didn't record it. It was literally just for me. The cards literally said that too. So, but today I had this inkling of just, okay, I'm going to voice memo this for myself. That's what I thought before. But as soon as I started like recording and tapping in really into the energy, it feels like it's not just for me. Every reading that I do, though, there's things for me as well. It's impossible not, because, like everybody has their own lens, right? So it's like we filter things through our experiences. But also when you're psychic, you receive these messages through your experiences. But then there's a point where you see how it separates and how it's not for you. You know what I mean? Or it's not necessarily the divine talking about your specific situation. I feel like someone needs to understand that, because the first card that came out is the 8 of Wands. It's been here since I started talking, by the way. Like literally, no, it's been here since I said for the first time, I'm getting high on life. It came out right there. So maybe that kind of phrase is interesting too. All right. Oh, there's a butterfly. There's been a couple of butterflies, but this one's very close. It's yellow. Okay. And then the second card is the 2 of Pentacles. And this is an interesting 2 of Pentacles. There's a snake. They're by the ocean. The Pentacles is on their shirt, because this is the Cosmic Tarot. And then in the distance, there is the yin and yang on a boat. Oh, a song called If I Had a Boat. I'm not sure who the artist is right now. If I Had a Boat is coming through. Okay. If someone had a boat, they would sail to you, because those are the lyrics that are coming through. But the boat feels like, with that two, yeah, okay, that makes sense. 9 of Swords and 8 of Swords. With that 2 of Pentacles, it feels like the boat is more of, if I had clarity, I would sail to you. If I had clarity, I would communicate. I would come forward. Bluebird on this card as well. I just saw it. It's like a little sneaky. Okay, there's something about a message coming through for sure. That would make sense. Also, me like describing the whole thing of like, as a psychic, how I receive messages. And I know this is not just my experience. I know a lot of people have different reading styles, or like, obviously have different ways that they communicate with their spirit guides. But I know a lot of people do it how I was saying it as well. But there's an interesting thing that you're trying to understand, maybe about a spiritual gift, because you're trying to dissect it, but not dissect it in the sense of it needs to be understood. It's not that. You already understand it and you have the grasp of it, because you've been on a pattern of repeating this thing that has in the background fortified this spiritual gift for you, or this thing that you're trying to understand how you have access to that. I'm hearing some things don't need to be understood, they need to be felt. And I feel like once you release the need to understand, it finally tips the scales the tiniest bit that needed to be tipped, because we go from the 2 of Pentacles now to the 10 of Pentacles. And it literally is, in the 10 of Pentacles here, it's not the regular depiction. It's a single, just a man. And it feels like it's the man that is in this 2 of Pentacles card. And now the bird that is actually by them is actually in their hand. So you see what I mean? Like, there's something about accepting what is and just going with it. Or also accepting what is coming through as messages, as just that. It's just communication. It doesn't have to be like absorbed by you, or it doesn't have to be dissected. It doesn't have to be overthought of, or it doesn't have to take away from you. Let it just be what it is, information, and wait, because things will balance themselves out if you are balanced. And it's like, you don't even have to wait long, because there's a big push forward. It's almost like you shift instantly from the 2 to the 10. You skip a lot of stuff, and it's not skipping it because you're missing it, or skipping it in the sense of like it's beneath you and you don't need to go through it. It's like, no, you're going through it regardless, but it's going to feel like you shifted, like you woke up in another dimension, quite literally. And regardless of if you think that's possible or not, or you dig that kind of mentality, we all have days where we wake up and we truly do feel like something has changed around us, and it's probably because something has changed within us deeply. So if you can pinpoint a point in your life where you felt that way, then why would shifting realities not be real? You know what I mean? Maybe we just don't have a way to understand it yet. There's also something about that in regards to the spiritual gift that keeps wanting to be talked about here. I feel like this is all coming together at the same time. I don't want to divide it and say some of you are dealing with this and no, I feel like everyone that would resonate with this is dealing with it all together. Like, you're dealing with the shift, you're dealing with the acceptance of whatever the heck is coming through, and you're dealing with like also being very grateful for the spiritual gift, but it feels an ending and a beginning, a rebirth, and an explosion, a phoenix rising, a tower, the death card, the moon. It keeps coming up, and then the high priestess is just sitting back and looking at all of that and being like, okay, well, this is divinely guided, so I need to chill out. I just pulled from the top of the deck the Five of Swords, and it literally is someone like on the ground in the middle of a pentacle, or I would guess part of the pentacle, right, that's being drawn on the floor, and 5 swords. There's a ritual being done here. And then the bottom of the deck is interesting because it's a 10 of cups, another 10. Look at your 10s, like, oh, and the devil's behind it. Wait a minute. Interesting, because now the bottom of the deck is the devil and the top of the deck is the hermit. That is interesting. You see, that's what I mean about the contrast, about the jump. You're jumping from the 2 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. So it would be like someone's jumping from the devil card to the hermit kind of thing, right? I guess in the sense of like having inner peace and being at ease with your inner demons. That's a big shift from one point to another. And it's almost like in between all of that, yes, sure, it's the entire deck. It's a big journey because I'm talking about 1 card on the bottom, 1 card at the top. But it doesn't mean that it's what is it? It feels like the in between of these 2 points. I don't feel like you're in either. Like, for example, you're either in the 2 of Pentacles moment, or you're in the 10 of Pentacles moment. That's how big of a shift it is. It is instant. It is fast. I'm seeing like everything would change in like human days, okay? And then the normal 3D could be like a couple of months, and I literally don't want to say more than 5 weeks or 6 weeks. And then in the spiritual sense, in the all the realms, if you will, it's instant. It just, things take a while to trickle here to our reality, but but it's happening so fast. Even though we're talking about the 3D part of it, we're talking about pentacles, and the pentacles are the slowest moving energy in the tarot, right? Because it is the ground, it is the devil in the sense of like it's Capricornian, it's Saturn, it's karma, it's the father of time. There's things that need to be done in the way that they need to be done. Even if they're still divinely orchestrated, they still need to be done in the way that they need to. It's like very structured in that way. But even though you have all of that structure, you have so much, that's where the scales are at. You have so much structure, but you also have so much like magic and radical and chaotic shit that just wants to like, it wants to come together into a big transformation. It's going to be such a fast transformation. Finally, the word came through, transformation. Look at that, the wheel. So I put all the cards back into the deck. The wheel is what I pulled. And of course it would be the wheel because it's another 10. 10, 10, 10. Ooh, October is going to be significant for you. The 10th month and the 10th day. So October 10th would be very significant for you. Whew. Wow. Obviously, all the fixed signs are significant. We are in Taurus season at the moment, and that is a fixed sign. The Scorpio full moon, Scorpio being also a fixed sign. Is it a fixed sign? Who are the fixed signs? It's Taurus, Aquarius, okay, Leo, and Scorpio, right? I think so. Okay, yeah. Scorpio. Yeah, so we have a Scorpio full moon coming up. Sorry, my thoughts just it's like they got shuffled. That was very interesting. Okay, hold on, I'm sorry, I just lost it all for some reason. That's very okay. There's like all right. The full moon is on Monday. It is Saturday right now. It's on the 12th. 6. Okay, but it's not. It's 5/12. Why am I like into like numbers and months right now? That is crazy. June 12th could be significant. June 12th is significant for sure. The number 12 as well. Justice. Wow. Okay. Justice with another big. This one's very big, very like in front of her. It's like and actually in her heart chakra, the yin and yang symbol. The sun and the moon are here as well. So much symbolism. There's a rose. And you know what's not on here? There's no sword. And she usually has a sword. And those are those scales that I was fucking talking about in the beginning, that I was imagining. I saw it so clearly too. It's just like the balance, the inner balance that you are tapping into or are trying to access, right? And you will access it, by the way. This is confirmation that you're either almost there or there already. There's my thoughts again just flying away. That is very interesting. It feels so airy, like air energy. There's something about your crown chakra as well. There's something about Reiki around there, or if you had it recently, there was an activation. But I'm also hearing there's something about clearing the crown that you might need to do. And what they're saying is you don't trust anybody with this. You do this yourself, okay? And that was said in a very like authoritative way. Like whoever the spirit guide is, they're like, no. We need you to do your own magic from now on, especially when we're talking about the activations that are happening. You might find yourself in a lot of solitude, actually. And they're saying you actually are craving it. There's something about a lot of opportunities, or your schedule moving forward, or maybe the month of May is significant. The number 5 could be significant as well. May feels very transformative always. Every single year. I don't know what it is about May, but May is like that. Let me know if that resonates with you. It resonates with me. But yeah, there's a need for you to do your own magic. It's like you're your own healer. You knew this already, but you're now very much putting it into practice more than you did before. You're gonna be guided to like rituals moving forward. Maybe there's a ritual around your shower, your bath time. There could be a ritual around, again, something about massaging your scalp. It's like activating your crown in some way. I feel like if you have like an ache or a pain and you massage it, and there's something about you practicing healing on yourself in the sense of trying to send healing to that point, do it very consciously, right? Like if you have a little ache like on your shoulder and you're able to reach it and like massage it, be very intentional about what you're doing and focus on it and see if it works. And then that's like your confirmation as well that you're able to be healing yourself. Obviously, go to the doctor if you need to go to the doctor, but there's a lot that wants to come through with like showing you your own power and your own strength. And that's not even because you're magical. You're magical, yes, but like that's not even that. It's more about like the human power. We have a lot of power that we don't tap into, is what I'm getting. That's very interesting. The scales are just like they're mesmerizing me in the sense of I can't believe I saw that before I saw that. Look at that, the chariot after that. Wow. More yin and yang energy, honestly. But movement, that's what I mean. It's like I feel like some of you are also like taking, like I said, maybe there's a little bit of solitude happening for you right now, but you need to look at it as like, you know, those little cards that you wind back to then let them go and go forward. That's literally what the Chariot is making me think of, because in this deck, Justice is number 8 and the Chariot is number 7. And Justice usually is number 11. It depends, you know, it fluctuates. But here it's like, oh, you're going backwards. You're regressing or something. And you're not. You're actually gaining momentum. It's like you're steady. You're getting steady. You're grounding. There's something about like digging your feet on the ground, if you will, right? Imagine like a horse getting ready to just propel forward, how they would dig their back feet, right? Their back hoofs into the ground to then like push forward, kind of like that. Oh, that is very interesting. The bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. And here is very much being depicted like usually the Four of Swords is, where it's like, it's peaceful, you're healing. It here is not depicted as, oh, I'm bored and I don't know what I want in love. Here it's more of like, oh, you're relaxing and you're finding out what you actually do want. It's what it looks like to me. And then the top of the deck is the Princess of Cups, and she's covering. Her hands are folded like on top, not fully on top of the cup, but it is. There's that protection around, I feel like your heart space. But there's an awakening. Yeah, the Fool. Yes, okay. And look at that, the Four of Swords now at the bottom. Okay. The Fool makes me think of, yeah, there's an awakening within you and within your heart that also kind of can't help but like fall in love with everything that you like. Okay, let me understand this. Hold on. It's not the love that you love everything and like you give it away so easily. It's more of, oh my God, there's so many butterflies right now, it's crazy. It's more of, you found a new depths that you can appreciate things at. Like, does that make sense? Like, you found a new it's like if before you were seeing the world, you know, through maybe someone who needed glasses, for example, but they really thought that they didn't, but then they go to the doctor and the optometrist is like, yeah, you definitely need. But it's like that little tiny bit of a shift that happens is actually like humongous when it comes to like the way that you are experiencing and feeling and seeing and sensing the world. Even if, you know, your prescription is almost nothing, right? I'm sorry, I'm fluctuating between examples here, but yeah, even if what's changing, right, the prescription that you needed to see better is so minute, so tiny of a difference, right? But it makes a big difference because then you're seeing 2020 again. Same thing with this energy. It's like, it's such a tiny, it feels minute, but it is not. It's humongous. It's humongous because it almost like just, there's a domino effect with it. And the dominoes are falling very fast once the first one falls. Because believe it or not, there's that energy of the Chariot, which is, first of all, major arcana, and second of all, the literal card about movement. So this is like all the nights put together, I would say, right? Energetic wise. Kind of like how the full moon is like 10 moons put together. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. Interesting. Because we have a full moon coming up and it's significant apparently. Yeah, there's like, sure, it's a little change, but there has been so much build up behind it. There has been so much at your gateway, right? There's a gateway that you're like crossing, or something is coming through the gateway into your life. There's been so much piling up, and it's not that it was like restricted or hidden from you or being held back. It was not that. Is, if anything, it was all meant to come in and trickle in together for a reason. There's a purpose to that. I mentioned that at the beginning too, where everything is coming in together. It's not just some of you are experiencing the spiritual gift, some of you are experiencing the shift. No, all of you are experiencing all of this together. And if it's not all together, like meaning every aspect that I've been talking about, then this is not your reading. I don't want to give anybody like false hope, but you know, there's always something you can learn from everything, but or that you can resonate with, I should say, and like kind of apply to your life. But yeah, it's everything, it's all or nothing. It's that kind of moment, but the scales were tipped by such a minute, it's almost like it was the last feather in the, you know, like what weighs more, 10 pounds of gold or 10 pounds of feathers? Obviously they weigh the same, they're both 10 pounds, but you know what I mean? Like you put them on the scale and this is like the last feather on the 10-pound feather side is put on. And yeah, of course, it's just a feather, but does it add up to the entire 10 pounds? It does. Does it add? It's like the final little droplet that overflows the cup. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it all comes together at the same time. It's like a final little piece of the puzzle. Just because it's like the tiniest piece doesn't mean that it has a big impact. It has a huge impact. It has a huge ripple. It makes it all complete. There's something about that feeling of completion. Oh my goodness. It's like it's not even completion. It's a final integration of something. You're integrating something. I wonder what that is. I'm going to ask about that. 10 of Cups. Didn't we see the 10 of Cups before? We did. Wow. Yeah, you're integrating a big heart activation, maybe heart opening. There's just no wonder you're seeing the world through the lens of love. And the thing about that is when you're vibrating, I think you need to really enjoy this energy, and you will feel like, damn, I actually I'm feeling a lot of bliss, even though I'm still living like my day-to-day life. That's the thing about this. Not much is changing around you, or maybe a lot will be changing eventually, but when this first thing comes in where you are able to accept it and integrate it, it feels just so natural. It feels like another day, but something is different. And what is it? Maybe you're not able to pinpoint it, but you don't even need to. That was that energy of like, you don't need to understand this, just experience it. Yeah, you're just meant to like enjoy this. And I think you will. It comes with the energy, you know, the being able to rest, the enjoying the things that you do, even if they are quote unquote what you've done before so many times. It doesn't matter. It's like, it's okay. Everything feels good. The wheel again. I kept shuffling. What's after the wheel? The 8 of Pentacles. Then the King of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Interesting. The person in the 8 of Pentacles looks very much like the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you've put in this work. There you go again, jumping, right? From the 8 to a Queen. And the thing about this is, of course, you have the Chariot and the wheel supporting this energy and this shift. So, I mean, there is a lot, first of all, like righteousness and like good karma, and not good or bad, just karma, right? What you deserve in this life, it wants to be brought forward, and it's being brought forward not by a knight or the knights. It's being brought forward by the Chariot. So this is telling me that there's no stopping this now. Everything is as it should be. That's why you're also they want to remind you that you should feel like, yes, I'm in the right place every moment of every second of every minute whatever of my life. Like everything is okay. They want you to really just dig into that feeling. I know obviously it's not, they're not saying it, always fight to be a bliss, and no. You have to live your human life. That's not it. This energy doesn't come to like stress you out about you need to be balanced and love and light or nothing's gonna happen for you. No. It's not about that. It just integrated, trickles into your life. Like I said, it's the cup that's overflowing because you put in so much into it already. So it's time to receive. It's time to enjoy what comes in. There could be chaos with it, of course, because I did see the Tower, the Death card, but those are just shifts, and it's energy that needs to be released so that it can be harvested, right? Kind of like that, like transmuted and then tempered, and by you, by the way, changed. You are the magician, so you need energy to be sent your way, or you need things to be destroyed so that you can rebuild them, right? Better, stronger, more fulfilling, more in alignment, if you will. If you are ever changing, your surroundings should be too, is what I'm getting as well. And there's nothing to fear from this. This is not in a hostile way trying to like uproot your life. It's more of, it just feels nice. It feels like a good kind of understanding. And something that you can like tap back into whenever you need. That's why it feels very much like the heart. I'm very much seeing someone like whenever maybe you get a little flustered or something like I said, the human life comes in. Because that's what you're here to do and experience. And kind of like integrate and learn from as well. There's something about you putting your hands on your chest and kind of just breathing a couple of times. And there's just like, oh, there we are. We're good again. Like, it's fine. It's okay. And not that you could just do this with anything, because now I'm seeing like an extreme, like I said, like obviously if you're going through something very traumatic, it is okay to freak out and you don't have to be zen. Again, you don't have